It's been a while now since I've done anything meaningful in bench press. Despite my intentions to keep the momentum going in the bench press, it's been a significant amount of time, probably over a month, and I haven't been able to reproduce that form that I had in January and December with bench. It has stopped. I've lost the spark, I've lost the momentum. There's way too much other stuff going on. And as a result of my restlessness with multiple different things, trying to progress, trying to get better, I've lost it. It all started with the introduction of the overhead squatting and snatch work. That proved to be way too much for me to recover from. It was zapping me. Couldn't really do much with it. And as a result, I wasn't spending the same amount of time that I was spending with bench press in the previous time. So now 140 feels real heavy work, like I'm just hitting singles on it. And I remember a time where I could hit it for doubles, number of sets. So 152 is out of reach now. 155, the new PR that it would be, is out of reach. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, man, you can't do everything. You have to pick something. I've stopped the snatch work, the overhead squats. I felt like they were a direct threat to the recovery for the bench press. So now I find myself in a groove of squats, which is fantastic. I'm loving it. That's the primary source of all of my training, motivation. That's where I want to be doing. But I kind of wish I kept the spark going for bench press. Today I came in, and I was like, okay, let me do a solid day of benching. Worked up, did some squats, very light after yesterday, the hard work I did there. And then straight into my bench press. I did some rows to warm up with, did some bench press, and it just feels like I don't have a spark. Probably because my central nervous system is fried from yesterday. And then I did, the pronation, supination work that I haven't been as consistent with in the last week or so. There was a time where I was doing bench pressing really, really well. There was a time that every other day I would hit pronation and supination. Now that's fallen out of the thing. So I just don't have enough training time. Yesterday, like on days that I chase these 180 kilo squats for AMRAPs, after those days, I just want to do that and get out, which is all well and good. But I remember a time where I would just keep the squats to minimum and I would spend a lot of time with supination, pronation, and lots of bench press volume. Now it's the squats. And it's very, very hard to do it all. It's very, very hard. If I had to pick, what would I want to do? Hit 155, 160 kilos on the squat or on the bench press, or set PRs on the squat. Hit the 10 reps on the 180, hit the 220 for one, all that stuff. I would always go for the squats. But however, probably in the last day or so, I started getting an inkling of the elbow discomfort again. So that's a driver. I don't want to be uncomfortable. So I decided to do lots of pronation work, supination work today. And it kind of has me thinking, damn, I had a really nice period there. And now, like when I bench, I don't feel as solid in my elbows. And that's directly related to my lack of work in the elbows. There was a period there for about 2 weeks that I did lots of curling. And while that was okay and I felt good in my elbows, it wasn't the same effect that I had when I just simply did pronation, supination. So if you're thinking about elbow health, if you're thinking about what makes me feel good to bench, the rotational stuff is much better than flexion extension. I've tried both. Lots of bicep curling, lots of tricep work, like, extensions and all sorts. It doesn't feel the same way. So rotation work is my little thing. for the elbows, which then makes me healthy enough to do lots of work on the bench press. So, and I haven't been doing that. So if I was to sit down right now, and I often do this, I kind of sit down with pen and paper, not in my journal, and I just kind of like write plans and write different baskets. Okay, so here is a basket for the squat. What are we focusing on? Obviously the squat and reps. What are the accessories? Okay, so what am I doing? Okay, the lateral hip work that's number one every day. Warm up with that. I might be introducing a second exercise here with second kind of group of exercises with calf work. Let's as a secondary lots of this accessory work, let's do some calves. Okay, that's cool. For bench press, what do I know has been successful in the last few months? So rotational work at the elbow. Very, very important. The deadlift, what are we doing? Okay, so with the deadlift, it's interesting because I've introduced sumos, which is also very, very expensive, kind of like conventional. But also next to sumos, I've got another exercise, which is the barbell rows. Very, very expensive. So then how do you combine these three baskets into something that is not going to hate on the next basket? How do you put it all together? Ultimately speaking, you need frequency as a natural lifter to progress. So you can't say, do one squat a week, one bench a week, one deadlift a week, and everything's good. I don't know if you can progress that way. For me, frequency, especially in the bench press, is very, very important. So how do you make all that happen? To be honest with you, I'm kind of half hesitant to just drop the deadlifts and the sumos for the time being while I'm chasing the super high reps with the squats, and just use those time slots, that resources that I would have otherwise spent in squats, in the deadlifts and its variations, to the bench press. So just have like a squat and bench press type of mentality for the next little while, because I'm kind of sad that I let go of the momentum that I had with the bench press, because that was epic. That was epic, and I certainly had hopes I would hit 155 and then 157, 160, and no, I've kind of through my introduction of too many exercises, I've kind of pushed myself out of recovery points, and it's as simple as that. There's no two ways about it. So I need to kind of rejig everything, and obviously I haven't even spoken about the ollie lift, the power cleans. I'm calling them ollie lifts. No, it's just power cleans. They've been now more than 9 days, I think, since I've last done it, and I'm struggling. I'm struggling to fit that in as well when I'm just so freaking wasted from doing AMRAP squat sets. It's a head full of thoughts, but that's where I'm at. Appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.